Hello everyone, right now we're gonna continue with the English show. I want to apologize for starting almost, let's see what time it is. Okay, almost 15 minutes late. The Greek show sometimes takes more time to finish. Unfortunately our guests, or fortunately actually, our guests have many things to say. Right now you only see one guest, Vasya, and the other guests are all around. Unfortunately, democracy doesn't work. We're talking about democracy. This is a proof that dictatorship is the only thing that works. For example, in case you are not on the sofa the time we start, well, you have some kind of problem there. Yep, exactly. Nikos is doing the right sound, and he also does this. So, as I told you, tyranny and dictatorship is the best kind of political system. Timoleon,
Yeah.
thank you for being on the English show as well.
Thank you for having me.
It is always a pleasure. Timoleon is the president of the Laconian Federation.
No.
He is the president of the Laconian Guard, Laconiki Frura.
Former president of the Laconian Federation.
A former president of the Laconian Federation, and in the Federation of Hellenic Societies of Greater New York he was also part of it for many
I
years.
used to be vice president
And in many kind of organizations. Timoleon has been all around and has been fighting for years. Vasya is an artist. She lives in New York right now. She was here in the Greek show. In the Greek show she's able to speak better. The languages that she's more like fluent are the Greek and the French. Her English is not perfect as yet, but she understands everything, and that's a good thing. And Mr. Nico.
Oui.
Okay. And now, Mr. Nikos! Okay. That was what I had to do in order to have Nico sit down. I hope Nikos is happy right now. Are you, Nico?
As a clam in high tide.
Okay, so you see how happy he is. That's the good thing with the English show. It's not as sad as the Greek one was, especially in the beginning. We started with some things that we said last time. Anyway, in the Greek show I wanted to talk about the parade, but unfortunately I wasn't able to because my dear friends had many things to say. And first of all, Nico, did you go to the parade after all?
Hopefully there won't be any time to talk about that examvloma, which we call parade.
Examvloma is a Greek word. We'll do the English show, Nico.
Actually, I received a few phone calls about the parade. For some reason, there were some very upset people about the order in which their organization was scheduled to parade, and they somehow have my number from the days I was on the committee of the parade, and since I wrote the book of the bylaws of the Hellenic parade.
You were part of the examvloma.
They think I'm responsible. Yeah, we all make mistakes in our life, but the
Okay.
important thing is in order to move forward, you have to realize that that was a mistake, because I helped institutionalize something which is not necessarily for the good of the Hellenic people of New York.
Vasya, did you go to the parade?
No,
Have you ever been in a parade in New York?
no, never.
Okay, there are some good things about the parade. I'm not like Nico. I don't want to put everything to ground sometimes. I mean,
I saw some pictures.
and I also put some videos on
Yeah.
YouTube. I don't know if you saw them. We're friends
Oh,
on
the
YouTube.
one with the Olympiacos,
I mean on Facebook we're
and
friends here.
Panathinaikos, and AEK.
And perhaps, no, I didn't like that, Nico, too. But
That's the only good thing about the parade. Ολυμπιακός,
Oh.
Παναθηναϊκός, ΑΕΚ, ΠΑΟΚ, Άρης
you like that?
και Απόλλων Καλαμαριάς. Τι δουλειά κάνεις, Scabs?
Okay.
I saw General Frangoulis Frangos was there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, he was part of the governance of Papadimos. Frangoulis Frangos, though, is a nice guy, I think.
Oh yeah. Papadimos is...
Not Papadimos.
No, was
Frangoulis.
part of Papadimos, and Papadimos
He's a traitor, we
was
know
not part of any party in Hellas, but he was always an employee of the European Central Bank.
Yeah, he
And
was one of the people who created Euro.
Being a proud Khazar, that was the epitome of the whatever.
Well, the funny thing is that his wife didn't know how to tell him hello in Greek. He wasn't that much of a patriot. But anyway, I want to say that
I disagree. I think he's very patriotic for his own kind,
I
which
don't know about the Greek kind, I mean.
the Turkish Mongolian Khazar tribe.
Did we leave anybody out? Maybe the Chinese or no? No, the Chinese are okay. They're cool. Alright, so another thing I want to say about the parade, I was not able to go, unfortunately. I wanted to go, but I had to work a lot, so I didn't go either. I was able to see a video on YouTube, which would be nice to kind of play it here. I might play it later. And Timoleon did not only go to the parade, he was part of the parade. Weren't you, Timoleon?
First of all, when we're speaking about the unification of Hellenism, we have to understand that certain things stand out. One of them is the 1821 revolution. That was not an easy thing. Out of maybe 2 million people, 800,000 were killed. On this day, we commemorate the memory, the sacrifice, and the vision of these Hellenes who died for freedom, even though they may not know totally, they did not know totally, about the ancient Greeks and this and this and that. They knew one thing, because the vision of Hellenism and the truth of Hellenism came from inside them. It was like organic expression. Now,
Timoleon, we're gonna make a show.
just a minute. Let me finish about the parade, because I don't like to put down things which are very, very important for Hellenism.
Okay.
Now, the Hellenes outside of Greece and in Greece would like to commemorate that day. Some of us do it for the right reason, some they do not. But the truth is that to put the parade that we have in New York is the greatest gathering of Hellenes abroad in a single day. It's not perfect. It can become better by our participation and our guidance and our vision. I am totally against the idea of putting down that effort. Now, I'm for criticizing in a constructive way and participating in a constructive way so that we can do things better. We have to stop being negative in everything and thinking that only what we do is positive. That's wrong.
I agree.
The positive is there to stand, and we can see positive things. That's the Hellenic vision. The Hellenic vision is not to see evil in something which is not in agreement, perhaps an opponent, but to see the good in that,
I totally agree with that.
without losing sight of the imperfection. We can see imperfect things, a lot of imperfect things, but I don't stay there. I have the vision and I see the positive things, and I know how much work it requires to put on this parade. So I did participate. It was a little cold. They said, let's go to rain. I didn't care. I said, whether it rains or it snows, or whatever, I'm going to parade. And you know something? It's nothing in comparison to the sacrifices of the great heroes of Hellenism, which some people think that they are more Greeks than them, looking and without participating in anything and without sacrificing. They didn't know much Greek, perhaps. They didn't know history, perhaps. But Hellenism came out of every breath they took. These are great heroes, and I admire them. Kazazaki said one word, a sentence which I like. And he said, they were not saints, they were great. Now, personally, I don't want to be saint. I don't think it's a great thing. But they were not,
Me neither.
but they were heroes. They were heroes in the true sense of the word. Makrianis, 7 wounds. 7. And when they put him to prison after the liberation, and he came out with worms and everything, he died. What can you say about such a person who didn't know how to write? And if you read the original how he wrote, because he learned after the revolution, you had a problem. I couldn't read it. Or Kolokotronis, or Petrobe Mavromihalis, και τους Maniates, which a lot of people, they, for some reason, they don't like to speak so much about. But the truth is that the parade commemorates the day. It's a great day for all of us. Let's make it better. That's the challenge, Mr. Nico. And Agapiti Vasya. And you, Mister.
Yes,
and
sir.
you. Don't start here criticizing. We did not come in better position than you in many ways.
Yes, sir.
No, in many ways.
I didn't have a chance to
in many
criticize
ways, we
you.
did not come here in better position than you. But we also, at the same time, and nobody helped us really. Don't think that they did, and that's terrible, because we should help one another. Believe me, and if we have the right organization, Nico, we can do that. But we never turned against, but we said, let's participate, let's make things better. So, all of us should have gone there. I don't care if it had snowed. All of us. And those who didn't made a big mistake.
Okay. First of all, I agree to what Timoleon says. I mean, we have to see the positive side. I agree that not participating doesn't help the situation. But I have to say that Nikos wrote a book about it, and he did a lot for the parade. Unfortunately, he's disappointed by many things that happen, and which can be fixed perhaps.
I'm not disappointed. I'm not
A little
disappointed
bit.
at all. I'm very, very proud that I agree with Timoleon for all the reasons that he cited before. I participated twice in the what is called the committee for the parade, and on the second term I served on the parade committee. I co-authored the book with the help of the dignitaries in the Hellenic Federation of the Hellenic Societies. But I'm also very proud that I reached the point, after serving twice on the what is called the Delta Sigma, the Board of Advisors of the Federation, which is the organization responsible for organizing the parade together with the Archdiocese of the Orthodox Church in North America. But after having served twice on the parade committee, and then subsequently having served twice on the board of directors of the Hellenic Federation, I came to the stark realization that the way this whole event is approached by everybody within and without the organization, even with the passive observers and those who participate as audience in the parade, unfortunately, it glorifies the swanky regime that has occupied both our homelands of Hellas and Cyprus. And now I refuse to participate in an event that glorifies the occupying forces of our two countries.
Well, to be honest, I heard at some point saying, "Oh well, Mr. Papoulias sent us a message." They were saying that out loud. The president of our democracy, and I said,
That doesn't
"Come on,
stop us
Papoulias."
from expressing our views
Yes.
and having a banner that expresses it like the Laconian Federation had.
But my
It
question
doesn't stop
is
us.
this.
It doesn't stop us by abstaining.
Timoleon, how many people who actually are involved in the organization of the Hellenic Parade for the commemoration of the heroes of the revolution of 1821 on the 25th of March, which it didn't happen on the 25th of March, but anyhow, how many people among those who were present physically at the parade feel like you do? And my bet is that is less than 1%. I think I can count the people who feel and share these feelings about the Hellenic Parade on the fingers of my one single hand.
But we can
And-
make it better, Nico.
No,
we
no,
do
no,
not
no.
make it
That-
better
that's
by
not-
abstaining.
I believe that one, as we said even in the Greek show, that there's an urgent, absolute need, and as our ancient and classical Hellas thinkers used to say, even the gods obey to a need. And I believe the need
Necessity.
now, necessity. The necessity now is very important. Necessity is to deconstruct, go through a process of deconstructing the institutions that glorify the occupying forces of our homelands. Conscientiously, we have not to participate, and we must deconstruct what is there and start building
I have
in
to tell
parallel
you, I'm totally
Hellenic
opposite
organizations.
in this. I do not believe in that at all. If anything, I believe the other way around. We should strengthen these organizations so that they glorify what is the right and the good of Hellenism.
But these
We can do
organizations
that.
are
We can-
instruments of their swanky
we
regime.
can do that, Nico.
So you want
We
to
can do
strengthen
that.
the swanky
We-
regime?
No.
That's
I
my
want to
question.
strengthen the Hellenic part of it and to make them more Hellenic and express the Hellenic vision.
But
But
even our patriotism is used against Hellenism.
no, not if you are in the right positions and you have the right influence. Not so. We do
Which are the right positions?
We become-
the presidents of
Nico,
the federation,
Nico.
which must be 33rd degree Masons.
That's not so.
The
That is not so.
archdiocese.
It's absolutely
The
wrong.
people of the archdiocese.
That is not so.
The
You are
people
saying things-
of the archdiocese have told
Please
me.
don't- by one.
Excuse me for 1 second. You are saying things which are not correct. I have I have knowledge about what's going on, and they don't have to be Masons to be elected.
Can we do a
elected.
survey? How many of the people who participate?
I don't have to be a survey because I was there when these people were elected.
They don't give a darn about the Greek heroism, and they are only there because they consider it a religious holiday. And they only participate because they have very strong religious beliefs
Nico,
in Orthodoxy,
I have been,
and that's the
I
only
have been
reason.
there, in the inside for such a long time, and I know one thing. It is by the right influence and strengthening the right influence that we can do the right thing. Sometimes it's true. Sometimes you may, if something is totally anti-Hellenic, but this is not that case. This is not the case. We really have to strengthen our societies, our participation. Our society is like a small society, but also the societies that speak of a greater.
I
of greater
disagree
number.
that it's a matter of strengthening. I believe it's a matter of we have to let them die. We have to.
Yeah, by the time we let them die, we're going to die too. I believe we can-
engage in Hellenic structures. Right now, the whole structure that supports this event is anti-Hellenic. I'm sorry, I lived through it, I wrote the book. It's all how to eliminate Hellenism from the surface of planet
That's not
Earth.
so, Nico.
Based on the enthusiasm, this is why it's so sneaky. It takes the enthusiasm of some people like yours and like I used to have, and now I still have it. I still share these feelings. But because of these feelings, we have to kill this monster.
For 18 years, Nico, I was the president of the Laconia Federation. We had a Hellenic orientation, and you know it. Nobody really opposed us because we had the right people, and we had the right vision, and I have to tell you one thing. All the Laconians, or a lot of Laconians, were so enthused that year after year, the participation and the support increased. When we start, let's say, the first dance or event, 300 people, 300 people, 500 people, next 600 people. In the last one, almost 800 people. Now, you know that we produced the Laconia Guard, the newspaper. I have to tell you, it was always on a national Hellenic level. It was not to divide the people, but was always bringing the people to go to a higher level. So it's not true that there's such an obstacle. We can do so many things.
No,
and it's
no.
time to stop the negativity.
okay.
One more thing.
I served also two
Okay.
terms.
We have gone into Greece, and a lot of people, you have heard the word ochaderfismos. In other words,
Devariese.
nothing's going to happen, and all of that.
Μυρολατρεία.
That is something that we have to combat, okay? And how do we combat it? By really participating, but truly participating and being strong about it. I'm not saying just to lose our time. I'm not talking about it.
Okay, so I'm gonna make a small little break for 11 minutes. That's not a small break for this 50-minute show.
Can
What I
I
wanna
finish
do?
this part first?
Yes, you can.
I served two terms as the Supreme Secretary of the Pan-Laconian Federation
And you are my opponent.
of United States
Excuse
and
me.
Canada.
And
Why?
you fought
Is
our
it-
organization in that
Is that
thing.
an accident?
I don't know what you did.
This is pre-arranged by the Swanky regime so that you and I, both with Laconian roots, maybe yours are stronger than mine, okay? But the Swanky regime has us, even in that respect, divided. So there are two Laconian organizations,
No, it wasn't because of
instead of one.
Jim.
It is the Swanky regime because the people who created this separation were agents of the Swanky regime.
But I have a question for you. You saw what we were doing in the Federation of Laconian Societies. It was our federation has such a Hellenic vision. How is it that you, Nico Georgazas,
How come?
you, Nico Georgazas, look at me in the eyes.
Yeah.
How could you stay there and not come and join us? How could you have done such a thing? Why you didn't do such a thing?
Because I
When you read the newspaper,
I did my
when you
best.
read the newspaper, no. When you read the newspaper, you knew what we represented, and you stayed. I don't want to put anybody down, but really, we were not the biggest federation. They did not invite us to the SAE, right? They were calling us this and this and that. The Laconia Federation,
Which were titles of honors.
was like a lion fighting. Not blaming anybody, really. And I cannot understand you, Mr. Nico Georgazas. And this is something that you have to think, because you opened.
May I answer?
No. You
May
opened.
I give you this. I give you this. I think your Laconian Federation,
Yeah.
as opposed to the Laconian Federation, I served two terms as
Okay.
the Supreme.
You want to become supreme.
Secretary General.
Nice.
Supreme. Okay.
Yeah, not in our organization.
Which I think it's a funny thing
Okay.
to call myself Supreme, but they call
But
me
you accepted it.
Supreme Secretary.
But you accepted.
Well,
the
I
title.
thought I was doing it for the good of my country.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give you this.
Okay.
Our federation,
Yeah.
as you forced me to call it, the one I
Okay.
served, okay, it had one advantage over yours, which is a compliment to you. Ours were swankier than yours. You're less swanky, and that's what I admire about you, your federation.
Our federation was not swanky at all.
Less swanky.
Was not swanky at all.
Okay.
But you don't have a choice.
Let me-
By the laws of
No.
New York State,
No.
you have to be
No.
a perfect pyramid.
No. And I
Otherwise,
can-
you'd be
I can-
illegal.
But you have to admit another thing. You saw what we produced. You saw the quality of work we produced, and you failed to come to our side.
because
Okay.
You failed.
my federation from the Laconians was the swankiest of the swanky.
Okay.
Yours was less
Gentlemen,
swanky, which is
Can
good
you
for you.
believe it? Excuse me, can you believe it? That the government of Greece,
I can believe that. I
They-
can believe you guys.
they decided
See how
They
swanky
decided-
we were. How swanky.
in the SAE meetings in Thessaloniki, etc., not to invite We had at the time like 16.
I was there. I was
16
supreme.
We had 16 society members. They did not invite us, and they invited some small villages, some small this and that.
Yeah, yeah.
Why? They didn't like us.
We're the swankiest. The swankiest. The swankiest.
Well,
But you went there. That you went there.
Of course, because we were swankier than you.
Not choose.
That's what
They-
people are
you have-
competing in
there
the
is no-
parade. Who will be the swankiest of the swanky?
Nico, just because you went there, you made one mistake. Don't make another now. You went there, you participated in the wrong way. That doesn't mean we shouldn't participate.
Okay.
All right? Don't go from one extreme to the other.
So, thank you
Don't.
for letting me do the break I was talking about.
You're a good, you're a friend. Just listen.
I am a friend, I just listen. That's why I don't believe in friendship. That's why I don't believe in
Friendship.
I don't believe
But
in
if I didn't believe
democracy.
in friendship, I wouldn't have come here.
I don't believe in democracy. I only believe in tyranny, in dictatorship.
And God.
the Oriental.
God, you must believe in God.
Of
because,
course.
it comes with
and
a
because,
package.
And
In
because
God,
God,
Timoleon.
and
In
because,
God Timoleon, you
Don't get
believe.
Timoleon.
because I'm in connection with a God, and I will prove it in my next show. I'll have God right next to me, talking to me. The Greek one, Zeus, not the Jehovah one. You know what? I'm gonna play the prophet. It even works better, you know, like something between a prophet and a dictator, something like that. Anyway,
I think the only thing that can save this show is we bring the aliens.
we will.
That will save
Next
the
show,
The
I'll
swanky
do my
aliens.
best. I'll have aliens here, that's for
Swanky,
sure.
the swanky regime aliens.
I have all kinds of aliens. I have many kinds with two, with like frogs, whatever. But the point is that for right now,
Can we
let's-
dissect some aliens?
maybe
Like
in the
in
other
Roswell?
show. Maybe in the other show. Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
very
yeah.
interesting thing to do.
Oh, you like that with the sharp
yes.
instrument making
Too much.
incisions? Oh yeah, swankiest baby.
Okay, but for now, let's take a look at a video I found on YouTube from the parade here in New York. My friends, you're gonna see the video. I didn't close the microphone, so they're gonna listen to you. Everybody's gonna listen to you. Be aware of that. I left it open, and you can also comment on what you see if you want to. You can also put the headphones. There is another.
Okay.
I have two headphones over there. Maybe you are sitting on one of them.
Yeah, you only have one set.
Only one I have, you say? I have
You know
two.
what you're doing is illegal, right?
I
Based
don't
on the
care.
regulations of
I
the
don't care.
federation, the official
problem here.
the official debriefing of the parade is not supposed to happen until the summer session of the
If
federation.
I was to
So
go
if
to
you
jail, I would
show-
go 20 times already, because this is nothing. So, compared to what I've done. If you want, stand up. There is one over there. There is one over there. Okay, yes. Try to put that too, please. Nico, you can also connect it on the other side to that.
Oh,
You see,
there
we're
is
very well
no
organized.
Connection here.
Yeah, just put that
Oh, I
connection
love
up
that.
there.
I have
Right there,
Yeah,
right there,
oh,
right there, please. Right.
Swanky connection.
Nico, please put it.
oh,
Thank you. Okay, and now we're gonna watch the video. As I told you, you are all free to comment on what you see. Oops. Here we see the police department marching. There are many policemen in New York who are Greeks. Their kids are Greek and they're sitting over there.
here to support this wonderful celebration of independence.
is that the Albanian flag?
No, it's I think it's New York police. Here we see the big guy, the one who prays to the Greek gods within quotation marks, and many question marks around the quotation marks.
You see?
This is funny, you don't see that in the Greek parade.
The occupying forces of our homeland are parading.
This is not usual for a Greek parade. You need to have a Senate of
εκείνοι ετοιμάζονται και το
This is
θάνατο.
Billy de Blasio,
Ο ποιητής μετουσιώνει την αντίθεση αυτής εμείς.
and not respected by me at least
Τα χορεύουν και
person.
γελούνε. Και στο
And we see a picture, that is a picture from himself. Here is the real parade, here is the 100% real parade. We see the Tsoliades. These guys came from Athens.
Don't call them Tsoliades, they are
The
Epsones.
Epsones, okay. The Epsones came from Greece. And this is the Plato school. You see how they march. They have a step, they have an orchestra, because this is a secular school. They have a band. And this is because they are a secular school. Let's see how the archdays, they sent, this Dimitrios guy that we saw in the beginning walking, how their school looks like. Look at this. This is nice. You saw them walking, marching with the flags. Now, soon you're gonna see how the schools from the church look like. You can compare. You can laugh. The way I do.
So, don't you think this is our submission to the swanky regime?
So now we don't see too much of the march, we see more like folklore. Okay, I mean, okay, at least they have the nice dresses here, but they all walk actually. Not too terrible as yet, but I would prefer them to be more like in a military sense, the way we do it in Greece. The schools, everything. Just walking from traditional clothes, it's good, but so-so. Anyway, but I like what I see so far. I like this also. We're gonna laugh later.
How many people participating in
Look at this now. Look at this.
You always put things down.
How about this? How about this, Timoteo? Look at the cathedral school. That's a church school. You see how they march? They always have a priest in there.
So
He has to be
organized.
there. So organized. Organized entropy.
I think the only terminology that can describe the Hellenic parade is χαμός στο ίσιωμα.
Which is, I guess.
Τα λόγια είναι εύκολα. I'll tell you this.
Yeah, let's speak English, not
Some things cannot be translated like χαμός στο ίσιωμα.
It's disaster of the
Okay, look at this. Here is a bank, and they have Oriental music. On this
course.
day, this is the day against the
It's called,
Oriental.
no, it's not Oriental, it's Chiftetelodisco, it's called.
Yeah, it's like
Oh, yeah,
belly dancing
baby.
disco. Okay, here we see again the Cypriots. The Cypriots are cool. I like them. You see, they walk at least at some way.
Yeah, with their hands in the pockets, because it's freezing.
Maybe it was a little bit for the Cypriots. You know, the weather is hot over there. This is a friend of mine. Anyway, so that is about that, Cyprus. And now we see the Cyprus again.
These are the Daftir team.
No, these are not. Still, we don't see walking in a marching way. We don't see that, but they have some messages against the Turks and everything. I should add the Russian women too, because all
What do the
the
messages
Cypriots
say?
get Russian women, and I think not only the Turks are a problem, the Russian women are a problem too, you know. In the end, there will be no Cypriot there. Anyway, we keep going, and we see. Okay, this is Cyprus still. The video I can see has almost 5 more minutes. Do you like what you see so far? How about you?
This is not an easy
How about you,
achievement. Okay?
Okay, I agree.
You have to congratulate each one of those people, a lot of kids, and this is not like in Greece where you have schools. You have the people participating.
Yeah, here we
and
have the church.
So you really have to admire the perseverance and of the people that went there when everybody was expecting that it's going to rain a lot and it was pretty cold.
Here we see Macedonia, famous Macedonia, the song the Greeks wrote when they were fighting all these Slavs who now call themselves Macedonians. And it's nice that the Americans play this song. They keep going. I don't know if it's going to record
Yeah, go forward.
a little bit. Oh, here we see again. It says Carnival. Look,
Yeah.
I stopped it. This is a document. They admit what they do. I mean, this is totally ridiculous, and that's why I want to keep it. It says Carnival.
Yeah.
It says it looks like a carnival. It doesn't look like a Greek national parade. I don't know which organization is this. This
Well, let's
is,
see.
but it says carnival. So I
Must be
think,
one of the Laconian federations.
No,
think they
the
describe
Laconians will never
themselves.
do that such a thing.
no, the Laconians would say the nation. Okay, the Greek Orthodox Church. Saint Nicholas, that's from Saint Sophia, Albany, New York. These guys came from Albany, it's another city of the New York State. It's what Nico said before, it's the...
You know how far is Albany? About 3.5 hours.
Don't talk about it. I hate the city, anyway.
That's not the point.
Yeah, no, it's far away and I came there.
These people came 3.5 hours to participate. Some people stayed here, they wouldn't go there for 20 minutes.
Because I had to work
Never mind.
to support some shows
Yeah, yeah.
which are not supported by anybody else. Something smells. Come on, guys, with the cigars. Anyway.
They are being transformed to the Supreme Carnival.
Okay.
Here we see some Americans marching together with the Greeks, and now Greeks again. We see all these people talk about Greek Orthodox. We're gonna question the Greek Orthodox word and our skepticism and so on. That was Santa Claus. Santa Claus destroyed many Greek temples in Greece. That's why we honor him in the parade. Here we see some kids walking. Some of them are Chinese, I think, because mixed marriages are the most famous marriages here. They consider it to be an honor. And
Yeah, but the full-blooded Greeks stay in Astoria, they don't come.
I agree.
No matter.
I agree. No,
That's
Oleg is
terrible.
totally right. Totally right. And Cathedral School Manhattan, they are dressed like cowboys, whatever they are dressed like. We used to have such dresses when we were doing the carnivals. And here we see some nice guys there again. Flags. They didn't take the Maniatas for some reason. Unfortunately, I mean, they didn't take the Laconians for some reason. I would laugh at people
We
there.
did have a special sign, which perhaps they didn't like it.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I want you to talk to us about it once we're done with this video. And let's move it a little forward. Okay, let's move it more forward. And here we see some churches again, small churches. And when Greece was named Hellas, the church was very hard to build, that's why we have it. And here we see some people dancing. That's nice. I like that. And I see an orchestra here. They play nice songs. Philanthropos, we have many philanthropos here. I was poor at many points. Nobody helped me, I don't know why. I don't know where this money goes. I hope they go to somebody. And here they play a nice song. These are mad guys, I like what I see. They play... And here we see the guy with the Greek flag, that's nice. Hats like niggers. I mean niggers, not the bad way, you know what I mean. The culture. I don't mean the African Americans anymore.
So why don't you call them African American?
I'm sorry?
Why don't you call them African American?
Because I know many African
This is-
Americans who are very well dressed and not like this culture that some people try to present for them. And we see Jesus Christ here marching everybody.
That is Papa Blessa.
Brother Fotofani, here are your brothers. Yeah, but they belong to the somehow to the Laconian Federation.
Benevolent Society Aristomenes.
And it's nice. They have this tower there to represent money, but still, I don't like these things moving. I would like to show these people one behind another, marching like soldiers. Maybe because that's the way I kind of got used to. And let's get back to us. Okay, and now you can see us again. Nikos, thank you very much, Nico, for being
Absent again.
absent again. And
Doing my best.
and smoking cigars, which is something very anti-swanky. And okay, so Nati Molon, I want to ask you about the parade. What was the message that you guys with money did? I mean, you guys with the Laconian Federation, you had a message. Unfortunately, you didn't have any photographer there, and you didn't have any people to take what you do, to show you what you do, and to put it on the website of the Laconian Federation too. Unfortunately, but so I think, and that's part of me too, because I'm part of the Laconian Guard. I think we have to be better organized
And participate.
and participate. I agree. I agree.
You agree, but you gotta do it.
I'm gonna do it, of course. And in the next
Next
parade, I
So
promise.
our sign it said
What is
Greece, Greece for Hellenism, not for Europe. Of course, you must understand that within the parameters of space, it's not so easy to put a lot of things.
Yes.
But it's possible some of the people that when we pass the stand there.
Is
they
Europe the
understand-
only problem?
It's not the point. The point is that when you have a sign, you can only put in a very laconic way, very synoptic way, some things when you put something like that,
Yes,
right?
yes, absolutely.
So it's not that you are going to express everything, but you give a message that Greece is for the Hellenes, is not for Europe, or really not for anybody. What we spoke about before is that really all that sacred land and what we have belongs to the Hellenes, and none of these special interest groups, whether they're Hellene or non-Hellenic, they should take advantage of us. Okay, it's a shame that they do. It's, but again, I come back to the point. Look, Hellenism is a miracle nation. What we have done was really miraculous, not in the sense of not explained, but so wonderful. That's what I mean, all right? So we understand. And we can do that again, not for our benefit only, but of the whole world. But it cannot be done by staying out of the battle, by putting things down, and all of these things. It can be done in the right movement, in the right unity, where that can become the I forget the word. Anyway, that can start the process for the total unification of Hellenism. Now, I personally cannot participate in putting down anything, except if it's totally outright wrong. I can say that's wrong, but I call everybody
Yes.
to participate, because look how much power and strength and wisdom and influence we can have if we participate. How many things we can do. If we divide ourselves and put down things, we're not going to succeed in anything. And we cannot just call what we do as the only good thing, while what other people are doing is totally bad and rubbish. We can say and criticize some things, but let's look at the positive things also. All right.
Yes,
That's the
absolutely.
message I like to have here, to give.
The positive thing is that, as Timoleon said, people gathered in a place there, and many Greeks gathered, I
It's
should
not that
admit,
people gathered; they get the feelings, even they cannot understand, cannot express it or understanding.
Yeah.
The little kids, we belong together. We are
some
one.
things you have to experience, not to
Yes,
be taught.
yeah, it's
You-
not.
yeah.
This is a feeling. Look, my kids. You know what? My two girls, right? You know what? How they felt mostly Greek. Really, how what went to them when they took Greek dancing and everything, right? Why? Because they experience it. They live it. When you just talk to them, they're empty words. But when they live something at that age now, right? But later age is not the same. But at that age, they feel it. So when you have the kids there participating, maybe they don't know about Kolokotronis or they don't know about this and that. They say, we're Hellenes, we're celebrating our great heroes, our great things, or whatever it is. They get the feeling of togetherness and connectedness. And I think that is so wonderful. Really wonderful. Nobody should miss it. Nobody.
Yes, I should admit that I was in Astoria and I met many people, and many people didn't go. It was the rain also, but at the same time, I should admit that I heard some complaints that they weren't satisfied by the way the parade is and things like that. Anyway, and some of them don't really feel patriotic, as we said in the beginning. Okay, I agree, I totally agree. We have another 13 minutes, no, 12 minutes, even less than that, for the show, for the English show to be done. We're almost 40 minutes up. So, about the parade, how did you feel, Timoleon? Tell me some of your experiences because you were there. I mean, I would ask the other people, but unfortunately we didn't go there. Tell me, how was it?
First of all,
what was your impression? Some impressions.
I'll tell
Yes.
you. First of all, there were more people than I thought there would be under the circumstances. In other words, when they were saying that it's going to be a lot of rain and all of that, a lot of people were dissuaded. But there were more people than I thought. Number one. It was a little cold, that's true, but it was wonderful. I saw the F-zones marching down, and I saw the different, the different groups. So all in all, and also, with the Laconia Federation, we marched towards the end. The central stand was full of people. Why am I saying that? In the past, what has happened is a lot of people go there, they take a ticket, to have the right, an invitation to have the right to stay there, and many of them leave. They used to live, like in the middle of the parade or at the beginning of the parade, and that place was used to be empty. But this time was full of people. I give them credit for that, because let me tell you, to stay up there when it's windy and it's cold, it's not so easy. I have been there. I mean, look, I had invitations to be there and everything, right? But I choose to parade instead of going there and staying there. So I give them their benefit. I give them congratulations. And I say that this was a wonderful achievement. I think they made a good amount of money because you need money. I mean, again, what I would have liked.
$400,000, I think, right?
What I would have liked is more of a national Hellenic spirit and feeling of because Hellenism is suffering today, especially in Greece, right? That is one part that it was not done. That's because the committee for for national issues has not been working, and I don't like that. So, but other than that, look, this is very important, and to me, it's very important that we understand what Hellenism is, and parade should not be used only as just to be another event. It's not just an event. It's an expression of the truth of Hellenism. So I would have liked to do better, but I congratulate all those who worked very hard to do it.
Great. I have to say that.
Can I make a comment? Or
Yes, absolutely, Nico.
yeah, there's
Be my guest.
something. There's a big difference when we describe things the way they are, as they are, and we try to use our five senses to perceive reality as much as we can with our limited sensors, eyes, ears. But there's another perspective where we would try to present things as they should be, and we try to idealize things.
True.
And I have a feeling that what happens in the Greek parade, in the Hellenic parade, which should commemorate the brevity and the patriotism of the Hellenes in the Hellenic Revolution of 1821, 25th of March, is one thing, and what happens in reality is another thing. Right now, we have many Hellenes in our homeland Hellas that have committed suicide because of the tremendous austerity that has been imposed through what I call structural violence. And unfortunately, the legal regimes that have been imposed in our homelands, Hellas and Cyprus, do not penalize crimes for structural violence, such as leading 5,000 or 6,000 Hellenes to suicide, and officially at least 30% unemployment, which in reality is probably like 60%, because after a certain amount of time they don't count the unemployed anymore, but that doesn't mean those people got jobs. So while these structural violence, penal crimes are committed against humanity or a segment of humanity, which is what the Hellenic nation is about, we have the government not of Greece, because there's no government of Greece or Hellas anymore, but we have a regiment of government in Hellas, and while we're just a
Nico,
feud of Germany and the rest of Europe, paying for the expenses of the Evzons to travel to the United States, and along with the Evzons, I don't mind anybody paying the Evzons. I think it's a very important thing that they participate, and this is perhaps the only touch we have with our homeland. But we also have all the expenses, very huge budgets spent for some of the instruments of the Swanky regime in Hellas, which conventionally we refer to as politicians, but they're not politicians because there's no politia. So how can you have a politician within a feudal regime? You know, it doesn't
Nico,
make sense. So what I'm
Nico,
saying
you said
is
you're
that
gonna make a
people are
parenthesis, not
dying.
an
Yes,
essay.
people are dying and committing suicide, and people are losing
Nico,
their homes.
and more people will
and
suicide,
people
what
are
you say.
starving, and kids faint at schools. And we insist that these people who have been deprived of the basic necessities for biological survival pay for the expenses of these so-called politicians to come here and to go to the Bouzoukia in New York City and spend a fortune sending gardenias on the floor. And we've seen
Actually, they
pictures
throw
of
dollars
that.
here.
They throw dollars
Anyway.
and gardenias, and these gardenias are paid at the expense of depriving people of their biological existence back in my homeland, Hellas. And I want to state for the record that I object to that. And there's no way you can convince me or Vasya to participate in this murder. It is murder, and there's no other way to describe
Nico, it
what's
is, but
happening.
how
It
about
is
the
a murder, but it doesn't matter because it's glory to the Swanky regime,
How about
What
right?
the parade?
politician
How
came
about
from
the
Greece
parade,
paid by the
Nico?
government?
Nico, how about the parade? I think we'll talk about the parade now.
The picture was of a woman called,
Yeah.
she's one of the PASOK politicians.
Oh, Elena, Kylie.
Kylie, right. This woman, she was photographed. She came for the parade, and then she was supposedly reporting back to European Union to go to a meeting that the meeting had been completed before she even left for New York. So they are lying and they're murderers, and they have to be penalized
Nico.
for their heinous crimes.
Should I remind you that our subject is a parade?
Yes, in the name of the parade, they are murdering the Hellenes in my homeland. And I'm not going to stand for it and participate to glorify
Nobody's
the Swanky.
murdering the Hellenes, the homeland, in the name of the parade. Now, number one. Number two, I'm not sure, but I don't know about this year, but the years before, some years before, sometimes the F zones were paid by individual contributors. Okay? I don't know what happened this year. Now, listen. To me, I like to say something else. I saw on TV the parade in Athens.
So you disagree with me that the structural violence pushing these people to suicide? You disagree?
Nico, you
you think that's not
I
an
do
issue?
not
Nico, this is
believe-
not the subject.
That's a not issue, right? For
That's
you,
not the
that's not an
subject.
issue.
No, that's
it's
not
not
the
the
subject.
topic, right?
No, no.
That we should not mention because, oh wow, lo and behold, we're scared, the Swanky regime. Wow.
Nico, do I look like scared?
You look very scared to me.
You know who I
You
am.
look like a chicken, yellow belly chicken too.
Thank you, Nico.
The parade, to connect
you,
the
Nico.
parade like that, it's wrong, in my opinion. Now, this parade in New York. The parade in Greece, though, in Athens, there we have to talk about. Just a minute.
That's
To
another
me.
joke.
To me, to keep the people out of you in order not to participate because the politicians are afraid of their wrath.
The Swanky regime is afraid. These are not politicians.
Okay,
you
you-
are insulting Hellenic civilization when you call
you are
these
stopping.
assholes politicians.
You are stopping me. You say there is a way of convention. If I call people the first time they hear me swanky representatives, they will not know what I'm talking about. So let me finish. So when you see these
You can
people,
say only the regime.
what these excuse me, but I like to speak. All right. When you see these people being protected by the police to avoid the wrath of the so-called citizens, and to have this beautiful day to commemorate our freedom and to make the speeches, that is really terrible.
What freedom? We're under occupation. Do you
Nico,
understand?
do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, we're under occupation.
do you understand
the
what I'm saying?
occupying
Nico, do
force,
you understand
it
what I'm
has
saying?
a name.
Do you understand
It's
what
called
I'm
the
saying?
banking trust.
Nico,
the banking.
do you understand what I'm saying? It's a really shameful thing to have the Greeks not being able to participate in the parade and to protect the people of the government,
The Swanky regime.
the people of the government, to protect them so to avoid their wrath. To me, it was such a terrible picture, right? Such a terrible picture. And it makes me sad and angry. Which means what? Unless we have a movement that really unifies the world, and I'm not going to put that everybody in Greece and everybody belongs to the Swanky regimes. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. And I can only be part of the solution.
Do you have one
And
of
I can
those
And I can only be part of the
Karagiozidis,
solution.
of those
I can only
Zavaria?
be part of the solution if we participate in a constructive, positive way in uniting Hellenism for the vision that we have. Only then.
Okay, actually we have one more minute for the show to be over. I want to thank Nico for calling some people chicken. I have to answer him that everybody knows who I am, okay, for many years.
Okay,
And they know
rooster. Okay.
And they know, and they know that when I talk and when the things I did in the past, okay, I had people attacking me, I had many kind of things. And you know, for example, Prodromo, okay, in front of 200 people. So, the regime and these things that we talk and we say hazards and we say politicians, there are some other things also.
Yeah, but
that
Prodromos
people-
is also against the Swanky regime
He is, but let me say,
in his cute way.
let me say, still there are people who, for example, lick the ass because we don't have a shuru here, we're okay. We can say such words. Of some traitor priests, okay. We have many such situations, okay. People who praise somebody who said openly that I don't heal the doggies. I only heal the kids of Israel, Jesus Christ, Mark. Okay, these kind of things people don't talk about.
Is this related to the parade now?
No, it's
Oh, okay.
related to the chicken part that Nico said. These things, I'm gonna say openly. I'm gonna say openly these things, and these are the ones that keep people stupid, Nico.
So
And
let me
nobody talks about
understand.
it.
Are you
Nobody.
against the swanky regime, or you want to serve
Draw
the
your
swanky
conclusions,
regime?
Nico. Draw your conclusions.
Yeah, but you can be
The fact
selective
that I
and say, I
cost-
like this part of the swanky regime, I
Nico.
dislike the other part of the swanky regime.
Nico, the fact that I
Either
host,
you're for or against.
Let me tell you, the fact that I host you now here, and not a nice priest, a nice person from the federation, a nice, okay, person here, nice person, okay,
With deep pockets, you mean?
not only with big pockets, but with big pockets as well, okay.
Regimental big pockets.
In this show, I could have make a nice show, have some fun, okay, find advertisers all over the area, which is easy to do. Some stupid people did it, I can do it. But I didn't go this way because I don't care about advertisements. I don't care about doing some comedy, something nice, whatever. What I care about is passing some messages, trying to clear up the view, which nobody does.
But the only reason I'm here is because I like you, chicken.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Nico, for the chicken, not for the like. And we're out of time. We're 52 minutes already. I want to thank everybody for watching our show, and not only those who watch our show, but those who will watch it in the future, because most of the people watch it in the future. We announced the hours 2 days ago. Back in the days we weren't announcing hours at all. So from now on we will be more organized. We'll start a new show as I told you. There will be particular hours. You will know that every Thursday from 4 to 6 there is a show here, so that you will be able to schedule ahead, be able to watch our show, because I mean you can watch it at any time, that's the reality, but if you watch it when we do it, you are also able to participate. You are able to call Nico, call me,
Can I help? here?
ask questions. Yes.
The schedule of anything in life is deterministic. You say 4 to 6. In reality, when you implement, there will always be some stochasticity. It becomes stochastic. You can never predict exactly to the minute. So
Yes.
it's okay.
least
Schedule
people will
wise
know-
will be determinist.
At least,
But in reality, we have to be a little more stochastic about
yes,
it.
but at least the people will be able to know when to watch this show and when they can see.
You mean
things.
you can be less exact?
Well, I'm putting it in a more scientific, regimental language.
Scientific and regimental.
Which
alright.
nobody perhaps will understand.
Yeah, yes, normally.
Okay. Thank you very much for watching once again, and now we'll get to see the trailer before we're all done. Thanks again. Bye.